A datasheet, or spec sheet is a document that summarizes the performance and other technical characteristics of a product, machine, component, material, a subsystem or software in sufficient detail to be used by a design engineer to integrate the component into a system. Typically, a datasheet is created by the component software manufacturer and begins with an introductory page describing the rest of the document, followed by listings of specific characteristics, with further information on the connectivity of the devices. In cases where there is relevant source code to include, it is usually attached near the end of the document or separated into another file. Depending on the specific purpose, a datasheet may offer an average value, a typical range, engineering tolerances, or a nominal value. The type and source of data are usually stated on the datasheet. A datasheet is usually used for technical communication to describe technical characteristics of an item or product. It can be published by the manufacturer to help people choose products or to help use the products. By contrast, a technical specification is an explicit set of requirements to be satisfied by a material, product, or service. An electronic data sheet specifies characteristics in a formal structure that allows the information to be processed by a machine. Such machine-readable descriptions can facilitate information retrieval, display, design, testing, interfacing, verification, and system discovery. Examples include transducer electronic data sheets for describing sensor characteristics, and electronic device descriptions in CANopen or descriptions in markup languages, such as SensorML. Typical electronics data sheet information, examples include electronics component equals, a typical data sheet for an electronic component contains most of the following information: manufacturer's name, product number and name, list of available package formats and ordering codes, notable device properties, short functional description, pin connection diagram, absolute minimum and maximum ratings, recommended operating conditions, DC specifications, AC specifications, input-output wave shape diagram, timing diagram, physical details showing minimum-maximum dimensions, contact locations and sizes, test circuit, ordering codes for differing packages and performance criteria, liability disclaimer regarding device use in certain environments such as nuclear power plants and life support systems, application recommendations, such as required filter capacitors, circuit board layout, etc. Errata, often published prior to subsequent correction and relevant data sheet revision. Personal computer equals, number of ports, USB, Ethernet, FireWire, SPDIF, PS/2, serial, parallel. Expansion bays, 5.25-inch bays, 3.5-inch bays. Motherboard, CPU socket, front-side bus, back-side bus. Chipset, North Bridge, South Bridge. Random access memory slots, peripheral component interconnect and PCI Express buses and slots, floppy, ATA and SATA interfaces, fans and temperature monitoring, integrated graphics controllers, integrated LAN interfaces, firmware, form factor. Graphics card, AGP type, memory. Audio card, hardware compatibility requirements and basic setup details for computer device drivers, operating system and other installed software, although a data sheet may include a typical use circuit diagram, as well as programming examples in the case of programmable devices. This sort of information is often published in a separate application note, with a high level of detail. Historically, data sheets were typically available in a data book that contained many data sheets, usually grouped by manufacturer or general type. Today, they are also available through the Internet in table form or via downloadable documents. Application notes equals, an application note is a document that gives more specific details on using a component in a specific application, or relating to a particular process. Application notes are especially useful for giving guidance on more unusual uses of a particular component, which would be irrelevant to many readers of the more widely read data sheet. Application notes may either be appended to a data sheet, or presented as a separate document. Chemical data sheets. Material safety data sheets equals a material safety data sheet, or product safety data sheet is an important component of product stewardship and occupational safety and health. These are required by agencies such as OSHA in its Hazard Communication Standard, 29 CFR 1910.1200. It provides workers with ways to allow them to work in a safe manner and gives them physical data, toxicity, health effects, first aid, reactivity, storage, disposal, protective equipment, and spill handling procedures. The MSDSs differ from country to country, as different countries have different regulations. In some jurisdictions, it is compulsory for the SDS to state the chemical's risks, safety, and effect on the environment. The SDSs are a commonly used classification for logging information on chemicals, chemical compounds, and chemical mixtures. The SDSs often include the safe use of the chemical and the hazardous nature of the chemical. Anytime chemicals are used, these data sheets will be found. There is a need to have an internationally recognized symbol when describing hazardous substances. Labels can include hazard symbols such as the European Union standard black diagonal cross on an orange background, used to denote a harmful substance. The purpose of an SDS is not so that the general public will have a knowledge of how to read and understand it, but more so that it can be used in an occupational setting to allow workers to be able to work with it. Chemical data data sheets and pages are available for specific properties of chemicals in chemical elements data references, example, melting points of the elements. Specific materials have technical data in individual sheets such as ethanol. This includes subjects such as structure and properties, thermodynamic properties, spectral data, vapor pressure, etc. Other chemical data sheets are available from individual producers of chemicals, often on their web pages. Data sheets for automobiles. Data sheets for automobiles may be described under several names such as features, specs, engineering data, technical summary, etc. They help communicate the technical information about a car to potential buyers and are useful for comparisons with similar cars. They might include critical inside and outside dimensions, weight, fuel efficiency, engine and drivetrain, towing capability, safety features and options, warranty, etc. See also, personal computer, specification, transducer electronic data sheet, OpenISCAT, Open Catalog project with free datasheets, datasheets.com, world's largest free resources for electronic component data sheets and purchasing information. External links, application notes and data sheets at DMOZ.